All right, Shalom. Let me get straight into this lesson. But I'm going to use this picture right here to go into this lesson, to use a metaphor. And I'm going to analyze this picture and break it down to you. As you can see, this man is laying in the bed, but his eyes are open. That's to represent him being awake, in a spiritual awake. And you see his wife or whatever. She's asleep, you know what I'm saying? She out. And that's to represent being oblivious to the truth, being lost, being asleep, right? Spiritually asleep. But yet, you see the man is awake, fully awake, right? So this how I can feel in the truth. You might have you might be the only person in your family that's woken up to the truth, right? Some brothers have situations where they've been blessed, like me for myself. The Most High put a spirit on me to go to my brother, my blood brother, show him the truth, and the Most High opened up his understanding, and he in the truth with me, and my father, you know what I'm saying, and my son. But that's not typical. Most of the times, brothers and you sisters might be isolated. You know what I'm saying? You might be the only one that's in the truth in your family, even among your peers, your friends, you know what I'm saying, co-workers, etc. And it can feel like you're lonely, it can feel pretty lonely, you know what I'm saying? But I want to go into this lesson. But coming out of the world, you have, Jake is a very family oriented people. You know what I'm saying? Our people thrive within the family, the so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans. That's why you got some call it family reunion. You know what I'm saying? Where, if you brothers and you sisters can remember back, if you had them in your family, you know what I'm saying? That's where everybody will come together, right? And you see family members that you never saw before, right? And thus you got the holidays, you got a lot of things that our people are very family oriented. And this can be bitter. It can make you bitter because, in the truth, you have to sever those relationships. You have to distance yourself from the world. It has to be a separation. And everybody just not mentally strong enough to do that. Only the elect will have those mental faculties to do this. And it's not easy, right? So our people are family oriented. What does this mean? It says means prioritizing family relationships, placing a strong emphasis on spending time with and supporting one's family members, often putting their needs before personal ones. And it's something that you have to really understand, that when you come into the truth, you got family members that's gonna be partakers of the world. They still gonna be doing the Christmas, they still gonna be doing the 4th of July, so on and so forth, the traditions of the world. They still gonna subscribe to so-called white man Christianity, right, or whatever genre of belief they into. And this can cause vexation of spirit. It can cause you to get disenchanted, all right, or becoming bitter towards the truth, and you fall out of the truth because of this reason. And there's many other reasons this can happen. That's why you have to know what you're a part of. This is complete hell in some cases. Some aspects you're going to be tested and tried. And that's why you have a multitude of people coming to the truth just to go back into the world. And you'd be like, it can't happen to you. And it will if you don't understand what you're part of. And if you're not of the elect, it will happen. Just a matter of time. We done saw it happen so many times. Let's go here. So you have to know what this is a part of. It comes with separation. Sometimes you're going to be lonely, right? But it's to build you up and sever you from the mentality of the world, so the Lord can clean you up, right, and dress you with his truth and his wisdom and his understanding, so you can qualify for salvation. It says Matthew 7:14. It says, because straight is the gate. And this ain't talking about straight for as a straight line. I'm going to show you what this means. It says, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life. So it's a very narrow path. It's a slim path. And that be that adversity, that hell you're going to catch when you come inside of the truth. And everybody got their measure of it, different levels of it. The Most High know what you can bear and know what you can't bear. But this truth will drive you to the border of insanity, because you see the world operating under ignorance and folly, and yet you're operating within wisdom and reason and understanding. They can make you go crazy if you don't know what you're a part of. And if you're not built up, you're not building yourself up through the Spirit. And a few there be that find it. So yeah, this only for the elect. This Bible was meticulously written out, precepts among precepts, you know what I'm saying, to be navigated through the Holy Spirit, for a lot of people to fall, to get snared, to get disenchanted, to get bitter at the truth, and they go back into the world. It's a method to the Most High madness. He only wants the elect. Let's go to this word straight. Straight. So contribute to what you've been presented in modern day Christianity, that so-called God and the Messiah is all love and they want to save everybody. That's nothing but a lie. And that leads to our people getting disenchanted, becoming bitter because they not getting all the blessings that they thought they would get. They actually catch complete hell. Straight. It says a narrow passage of water connecting two seas or two other large areas of water. Let's go to number 2. That's the one I'm looking for. It says used in reference to a situation characterized by a specific degree of trouble or difficulty. Yeah, you're going to catch hell, man. It says trouble, crisis, right? Hot water, right? So a sorry condition. So yeah, when you come into the truth, let's go back here. Expect to get chastised, expect to catch hell, right? And it's when you have to count the cost and understand what you're getting yourself a part of, because you're going to be tested. It says right here, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life. So it's a very narrow path, no room for error, if you would. Even though we're going to make errors, we're going to make mistakes, but to get the concept right, it says a few there be that find the way. So you have many people have came into the truth and learned parts of the truth just to go back into the world, because whatever reason, even family overcame them, the world, they became bitter, they became disenchanted, they didn't like that this was, they was catching hell. But it's to build you up. Bitterness, right? This is what some people go through when they go back into the world, you know what I'm saying? It says bitterness. And going back into that scripture, Ezekiel, if I'm not mistaken, when he ate the whole roll, and it was sweet at first in his mouth, and then when he digested it in his stomach, it became bitter, because that's just how the truth is. It's sweet, it make you feel good at first, right? You like, I'm an Israelite, we the greatest people, blah blah blah. You go through that phase, but yet once you start catching hell, understanding the curses, understanding that you're gonna be tested, the bitterness kicks in. But if you're not prepped on this, if you're not understanding this is the way it's gonna be, you would fall out of the truth. And ultimately, the people that fell out wasn't of the elect anyway. So bitterness, it says sharp of taste, lack of sweetness. It says being induced or marked by the one. Let's see, bitterness. Right here, that's what I'm looking for at the top. It says a feeling of anger and unhappiness. Yeah, so you got many Jakes that came into the truth, and they didn't count the cost. They didn't understand what they was a part of. Let's go here. It says Matthew 10 and 34, and this leads to our people not completely understanding what they're a part of, because they still got remnants of that feel-good Christianity on them. And when they don't measure up to that, they get bitter, they get disenchanted. So you got to know what the message is really about and what this truth really is going into. It's going to be something. A lot of times you got to separate strictly from your family, man. Matthew 10 and 34, it says, "And this is Messiah. Think not that I come to send peace on earth." So that's the presentation that you've been given in this false version of Christianity, that the Messiah, you want to love, bring love, you want to love, you want you to feel good, nothing but blessings and only blessings. And when you don't get that, you're looking crazy. All right. It says, "I came not to send peace, but a sword." So the Messiah didn't come to bring everybody together in this warm and fuzzy feeling, right, that people feel. No. It says Matthew 10 and 35, "For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. So basically, a division in the family, and that's what you people. A lot of people don't understand this because, again, they didn't count the cost. They don't really know what they're a part of, right? But what's the purpose of you catching all this hell? Let's go to 36. It says, a man foes, another word for foes is enemies, shall be of his own household. And there's layers to this. But yeah, you're going to have a man in the truth, woman not in the truth. You're going to have a woman in the truth, a man not in the truth. You know, you're going to have so many different scenarios, right? You're going to have family putting pressure on you to go to these Christmas, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to think Thanksgiving dinner, and they're going to isolate you. They're going to talk behind your back. You got to have thick skin, but you got to count the cost. This is what's going to happen. Let's go here. But the Most High didn't choose everybody in the world. He only chose the elect. So you should feel special that he chose you out of all these billions of people in the world, right? He only dealing with Israelites anyway. But out of all the Israelites, he chose you to understand. You know what I'm saying? So that's a great blessing. That's really the true blessing, right? It ain't about this fake money that you know of. That's the only way our people know how to rationalize the so-called blessing is through materialism. It says, 1 Peter 2:9, but ye a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, going back into the Israelites, a peculiar people, that he should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness, out of ignorance, out of lies, out of witchcraft, out of whatever you was into his marvelous light, which would be a representation of the truth, having the 360 knowledge of this Bible and of everything that's operating in this world. You know what I'm saying? And that's a great blessing. That's the real blessing. But it comes with you catching hell. Let's go here. In Romans 11:7. So why your auntie can't get it, you probably be baffled at this. Why your uncle, your favorite uncle, can't get it. Why your girlfriend can't get it, right? Why your auntie, your grandmother, your grandfather, your co-worker, even though you might break it down to them in layman's terms, but it's just not for them to understand, right? It goes on and on. Romans 11:7 means that while the majority of Israel did not achieve the righteousness that they were seeking, it says the chosen few, the elect, did obtain it, while the rest were hardened in their unbelief. So this many different levels to this unbelief. When people say they don't believe what we saying, that's unbelief in the truth, right? When they say they don't, not my God and not my Jesus, that's disbelief in the truth. When they think the Bible is all about love, that's disbelief in the truth. When they think the Messiah was a so-called white man, that's disbelief in the truth, right? When they think that the Bible is about love, 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 and that's it, that's disbelief in the truth. And people do this in many different ways. Some ways unverbal, right? Because they think we extremists. They think we the T word because of their unbelief, because they don't properly know what the Bible is really talking about. That's not our fault. You just been blinded. It says essentially signifying that God had allowed them to become spiritually blind and restraint and resistant to the truth due to their rejection of Yahweh Shai. Right, so the Most High put these demons on our people. The Most High made most of our people not believe. The Most High blocked your auntie out. He blocked your great grandmother out. Right, he only want the elect, the creme de la creme. Right, and we was ordained from the foundation of the world to understand this truth, whether you can believe that or not. The elect cannot fall out of the truth. All right, hopefully this lesson was edifying. Call Allah Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachat Kodash. Shalom.